Welcome once again, my brothers, sisters, friends, and family, to another episode of Happy Hour here on Jamaicans.com. And today I'm so excited and thrilled and honored and privileged to be joined with such a beautiful woman, natural beauty inside and out. I can already tell just from talking with her for a few minutes. Such a wonderful woman who has made such a stride and giving back to Jamaica through education and through a book called J is for Jamaica. So let us welcome, without further ado, Miss Zoe Chin Loy to the show. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, we're so glad to have you. We've been talking about at Jamaicans.com how we'd love to have you on our platform. So we're honored that you're here with us. Let me give you the floor for a bit and give the listeners a little background information or introduce yourself to the viewers.
Yeah. Okay. So my name is Zoe Chin Loy. Born in Jamaica, but raised here in beautiful Miami. Jamaica is what, 15th parish.
Yeah.
Love it here. I've been here most of my life. Daughter of Herman Chin Loy, who owned Aquarius Records in Halfway Tree. Shout out to my dad.
Yes. So you're from music royalty.
Right. I mean, what can I say? He did his thing. So I'm just happy that he paved the way. And now, I'm here just trying to follow in his footsteps and bring more education and more, just everything to Jamaica. So yeah, I'm also a model, mom of three. And yeah, I'm happy to be here. Now an author.
Now an author, yes. Listening to your many, typical Jamaican, just love work.
Love work. I said model, mom of three, but there's so many things in between that I just choose to leave out, or we'll be here all day,
Yeah, I hear you. But that's about being well-rounded, right? Just, not just sticking to one thing, but having many things, because, even God gives us many talents and he gives us many gifts. So the fact that you're able to nurture them and dive into your different gifts, I think it's such a blessing. But yes, you listed model, author, blogger, business owner, mother. But before, where in Jamaica? Sorry, did you say where in Jamaica were you born?
Kingston, like the rest of us in Miami.
Yeah.
That's like the generic answer, but it's true. That's where I was born.
And then how long, when did you move to Miami? How old were you when you moved here?
At the tender age of 3. So,
Okay. So very young. But
yes.
you were you able to, you went back to Jamaica quite often?
Yeah, very often. Even up to this day. Like I just went to Jamaica 2 months ago. I'm going next month.
Jealous.
I go frequently. I'm going Christmas time. Yeah.
Jealous. Oh, wish I was.
I
want to go there.
It's the only thing that keeps me like sane. Like, when is my next trip to Jamaica?
So like when I say facts, like there's something. Well, so I was, me and my sister, we were born here. So I'm born in Orlando. Grew up in Orlando, but we visited Jamaican quite often too. And even for us, like it's like a refresh button.
Oh
Like you just get revived.
As soon as I step off the plane, and I smell like that Jamaican air, I just feel calm. I feel home. It does it for me every time. People make fun of me because, everyone's like, you need to travel outside of Jamaica. I'm like, for what? For what? Like, and I have, and I'm like,
Yes.
I can do without it. So now I just spend my money, where, I know I'm giving back to my culture, my community. And also it refreshes me, like you said. So
it refreshes the food, because the food's good, the hospitality, the vibes, the energy, the air, like you said, the water. It's just it's a win.
yeah, everything. I mean,
Everything's a win.
It's literally a total refresh, and it's just, at this point in my life, like I need it. Like I have to have it.
Yeah. It's therapeutic at this point.
Yeah,
the doctors have prescribed this for me.
Listen, it's part of my wellness journey. Like I have to, like every couple months, just go home and refresh and come back and, to this work.
Yes, exactly. Do your kids, do you get to bring your children with you quite often, or how do they enjoy going back to Jamaica?
Yeah, so I would say like traveling with the kids is like is is a trip versus a vacation,
I
right?
hear you.
So
I hear you.
yeah, my son hasn't been to Jamaica. My girls have been to Jamaica once, but usually when I go, I just go to refresh myself. I go solo or I go with like my friends, you know. But I have brought my kids, but I remember going to Jamaica when I was younger and I didn't appreciate it
Mm-hmm.
as much as I do now. So I'm kind of just waiting for them to get over that hump in age where they can actually really appreciate
Yeah.
the culture, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's as we talk about Jamaican culture, I love this segue. Um, let's segue into the book. We'll still circumvent and come back, but speaking about Jamaican culture, and tell us a little bit about J is for Jamaica. Let the listeners know.
Yeah, I mean, just like saying how, like, when I was younger, I just didn't appreciate the culture. That's what this book is all about.
Really?
Just getting kids to tap into their culture earlier and appreciate their culture earlier. Even if you're not Jamaican, learning about Jamaica and everything that it has to offer. I really highlighted. I mean, it was so hard to like narrow it down to one thing per letter, but I really
Mm-hmm.
try to pick like the best things in my perspective. Even though like I mean I could come out with like 10 volumes on J is for Jamaica because there's so many things to highlight. But
Mm-hmm.
just really trying to make sure that Jamaican kids have a good sense of self
Mm-hmm.
from an earlier age. I think growing up too as a I mean I might be like going off in a tangent here, but
No,
growing
go
up
on,
as
go on.
growing up as a mixed child, being black and Asian,
Mm-hmm.
hanging with my black friends, I wasn't black enough. Hanging with my Asian friends or white friends, I wasn't. But I always knew,
Mm-hmm.
always felt like, even though I didn't know much about the culture, I was like, I'm Jamaican, and nobody can take that from me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So I just always loved that about myself, even though I didn't appreciate the culture in its entirety. I knew that I was Jamaican, and I knew that that was something that no one could take from me. And I really just wanted to make sure my black children, the white children, any type of Jamaican, this book is for you. But it's just a little piece of a little shout out to like my little mixed community because it's rough out here.
It's right. No, it's a great. I'm glad you were able to talk about that because it is a struggle, right? I've even heard, in the US, kids who are mixed with black and white, that struggle between you're not black enough, you're not white enough, you're in this gray area.
Yeah,
And I'm
especially in
happy.
America. Not so much. I don't think that kids in Jamaica find that they have that experience, but
Mhm,
growing up as a Jamaican in the States, it's as a mixed child, it's very interesting. So
And
so shout
especially
out to that.
Miami too. I guess Miami as well. There's so many. I mean, there's a lot of Caribbean cultures, but I'm
Yeah,
sure it would have been a challenge as well. Well,
yeah,
the
for
fact
sure.
that I love that you said that that was also an inspiration because I was going to ask you what was an inspiration for you to write this book and for you saying one of them is just to represent that Jamaican heritage and to confirm our mantra and our motto that out of many is one people.
Yes.
One people. So
Yeah.
so so that was an inspiration behind the book. So what else though, from being a model, a business owner, what else drove you into writing this book or coming up with releasing the book?
Yeah, just as I get older, I feel the need, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to this, but I feel the need to connect with my culture more. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I know that Jamaica is wonderful. I know that it's this amazing place with great food, great this, great that, but the history of things, and even like, I mean, not to go off on a tangent again, but like even like past Jamaica, like finding out my roots from Ghana and
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria and Sierra Leone, like all those things. Like I feel like it just really brings me like as I get older, I just really have that desire to like learn about my culture and why not install it into children younger, like get them excited about who they are or just get them excited about the culture, even if they're not Jamaican, because I have heard from so many of my friends the same way. I mean, I can't confirm or deny it's the same exact way that they feel when they get off the plane. But when I get off the plane, I feel like, wow, I'm home. But
Yeah.
so many people that aren't Jamaican describe that same experience. Like
Yeah.
they feel this like, wow, like this could be my home, or they feel
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. They feel more at home than they do in America.
So
So
true.
just like really sharing that culture with people that are Jamaican and that aren't Jamaican, just that desire to share the beauty of where we come from.
Where we come from. So true. That because I've heard many Black Americans or even like non-Black people when they go to Jamaica and say that welcoming feeling that they feel like they feel
Yeah.
inclusive, you know. So and Jamaican culture, as you said so rightfully, is such a beautiful culture, that we can see is so appreciated around the world. Like, who doesn't know about Jamaica?
That's what I'm saying. Everyone knows about Jamaica, and they know like the ABCs, but they want them to know the D, E, F, G. You know, and that's why this book is around. Even writing the book, I learned so much as a big person. You know, so
Mm. So
yeah,
yes, I wanted to ask what, so just for the listeners, the it's ultimately it's an alphabet book. So each page you have A for a
yes.
different, yes.
Let
So
me
give us a little,
let me show you.
yes.
So the pictures are, even though it's a children's book, right? So what makes this book different from the other ABC books is that it has the full description. So instead of like, 0 to 3 learning their capital A, lowercase a, and then is for Aki, it has these full descriptions that kids up to like 13 can, benefit from. So it has like, letter A is for Aki, and then I'll show you B as well. B is for Blue Mountain
Oh, whoop whoop, the best coffee out
in the
there.
world. In the world, no, for
Yes,
real. Like you think Starbucks, I mean Starbucks is phenomenal too, but it really
but
is all about the Blue Mountain coffee, right?
yes.
And so I'll show you C as well. C is for coconut.
Oh,
And
oh, and the little imagery, the
I know I spent
cartoon.
so much time because like there's nothing new like under the sun. There's so many alphabet books, and there are alphabet books for Jamaica as well.
Mm-mm.
I found that the imagery and the wording and everything was just very dated and not exciting for children. Children
Mm.
are, we have this new age social media where everything is like, so I just wanted the book,
HD.
exactly. So I wanted the book to be like, like Pixar 3D, and exciting. Even the
Yeah.
words, the way you read it, it's very exciting. It's not dull. It's just the colors are vibrant.
Yeah.
Everything was super intentional with this book, and I went back and forth with the illustrator so many times. That was
Mhm.
probably like my biggest like stress, because I was like, no, it has to look a specific way, and that's what's it took me about a year to get the book all together because I was
Yes.
just
Oh, yeah.
very very picky.
So, did you? So you said it took a year to put it together, and then, well, how long the total process? Like, from you got the idea, how long did it take you to collect for the letters? Like, to decide what word you would choose for which letter. So, like, how long total did the process take, or was
um
it a year?
Well, the idea was like 4 years ago, 3, 4 years
Oh
ago,
wow.
maybe 5 years ago. I don't know. Don't quote me, but it was years ago. And it wasn't until like I was talking to my cousin about all these ideas I have. And she's like, listen, if I hear about this book one more time and you don't start the book, like don't talk to me about the book anymore. And then that night I was like, all right, let me get on my laptop. And I mean, I remember 20, what year are we in? 25, 24. So 2024, like maybe January 4th, I was sitting at a Panera Bread, like writing out the words to the book, but I
Wow.
never finished it because I'm a
Mhm.
mom and I'm a business
Mhm.
owner and I'm a this, and life just happened. So this year I like really prioritized it. Well, not just this year, but like the end of last year to like,
Yeah, into this.
now, like I really like honed in, and I was like, okay, I can't let this go another year without it, getting done. So
Mhm.
yeah.
That is right. I love. We're gonna tangent on that a bit because I love that, and I think it can encourage a lot of people. What would be your advice to someone who may be watching this, who's sitting on a dream or sitting on an idea that they've had? What would be your advice to say? Yeah. What would you tell that person right now?
Well, number one, there's nothing new under the sun. So even if
Hmm.
someone else has it, you can recreate it where to make it yours. So don't be discouraged by that.
Hmm.
And then number two, make a list and start knocking out little things day by day. The lists
Hmm.
are like I am a list. I'm a walking list. And that's how I get so many things done every single day, because I have my list and I don't wait till everything is overwhelming. I just start knocking little things out, one by one. And yeah, that's really it. Just list and just stay
And
encouraged,
do.
and yeah,
And just do. That's just
and just
my,
do
yeah,
it.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because well, I can speak for myself. Let's say I'm that person that waits till I'll pause up and be like, oh, I can't get it done. But I love if it take it step by step,
Little
right?
by
Step
little,
by
where it's
step.
not so this huge thing hovering over you. Break it down into little steps and give yourself a date. Like, okay, let me get number one out of 100 done by this week, number two by next week. And
Mhm.
then, everything feels a lot more doable instead of this
Yeah.
overwhelming project. So
Yeah, amen, amen. I wanted to also ask you while you had the book in your hand, what's your favorite letter, or what's one of your favorite letters or pages of your book?
oh,
So many,
I'm
A through
like, let me.
Z.
I should be prepared for this question. Oh, I know, because it's my favorite thing. Like, and it's for Negril.
I
This
love
beach picture is just like,
it.
if you know about
Beautiful.
the sunsets in Jamaica, they're so special and
Yeah.
they're so therapeutic, and there's nothing like a sunset in Jamaica. So this picture just really like warms my heart.
Ooh, can
Um,
you, sorry, no, not to, not to let the listeners read too much of the book, but can you read the description for N for Negril for us?
yeah, Negril is a wonderful place in Jamaica, known for its long, white, sandy beaches and sparkling blue waters. Kids love to play in the gentle waves, build sandcastles, and watch the sky change colors during magical sunsets.
Oh, so true. I'm one
Yeah,
of
my
those
gosh, it's
kids.
so. But honestly, like, but just to pick one, it's really hard. Like every page was just so. Like there was not one time the illustrator sent me a picture and I was like, okay. I was like, no, change this, change this, change. Like
Mm,
a lot of back and forth. So I feel very attached to every page.
the page. Hey, but that's good. That just confirms, that it's your project, and you were able to bring what you saw in your head and what you felt in your heart, bring it to life.
Yeah, for sure. And I did go. I
Absolutely.
went back and forth too with a lot of my friends and a lot of my family, just to make sure that my descriptions were accurate,
Mm,
and getting their perspectives too. Like, okay, let's not do S's for this. Let's do S's for this instead. And,
mm,
just taking like a little tally and a poll and making sure that I'm picking like the best. It's not, I wouldn't say the best, but the best thing in my opinion and their opinions, making sure I'm picking like the
mm.
best thing to represent Jamaica. So yeah,
Things, and then also, yeah, for the things for the children to find inspiration. The best letter for them to find inspiration.
absolutely.
Well, what is this? A question I wrote down for you on the. What was your favorite book as a child?
Um, uh,
Mm.
Ruby the Copycat, I believe it was called, or Amelia Bedelia. Do you
Oh, I
remember
remember
Amelia
that one.
Bedelia?
I remember
Yeah,
that one.
so Amelia Bedelia is the girl that she took everything literally, like dust the curtains, but instead of actually dusting it, she put dust on it. Like, so she was just a very like literal person.
Literal
So
person.
yeah, so that was my favorite book growing up.
Oh gosh. Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, I think well, we talked, okay, so we've talked a little about the book, before we, because I do want to get to know you a little bit more, to hear about your prior to becoming an author. But before we stop talking about the book, where can the listeners go and purchase the book, or where can they find the book?
Yeah, so they can tap the link in my bio on Instagram. My name is ZOECA. Well, you'll see it right here, Zoe Chin Loy. Zoe with no Y. And you can get the soft cover or the hardcover on Amazon. And the hardcover is also available at Barnes and Nobles now.
Okay.
Online though, online. But
Nice.
yes, thank you. The hardcover is, I prefer it. It is a little bit more expensive, but obviously it's gonna last longer.
Yeah.
And it's the perfect gift for baby showers. So just
Mhm.
putting that out there. But yeah,
Love.
Amazon. If you search it, this one will pop up. The hardcover will pop up. But if you want a soft one, you can tap the link in my bio. So yeah.
Ooh, gee. Well, sorry, before we even move on, I keep, like I said, we're just gonna flow. But like, how do you feel how do you feel now that it's been something in your head for 5 years, and now it's actualized, it's here, you did it, you've achieved it. How do you feel about
I
that?
feel so proud about it. Like, it's my thank you. It's my first book, and for it to be something that I'm so passionate about as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I feel extremely proud, and I feel, yeah, like put a little star on my shoulder, like.
Little star, put 3 stars, put 3 stars, definitely. And I do want to commend you, from myself, from all of us here at Jamaicans.com, from the diaspora. We just want to celebrate you for, one, accomplishing your goal, and two, giving a long lasting gift to the children of Jamaica and worldwide. Investing in education, which I think is even more necessary now, than ever before, and especially reading, like having a tangible book as opposed to something digital, to have
Yeah,
children flip through, getting us back to that kind of learning, and that touching and seeing, and
absolutely. There's been a lot of people asking me if I'm going to make it an online book, and I think eventually, but I do want, like what you said, I want kids to have what we had growing up,
Yeah.
go back to actually feeling the book and the excitement. Yeah, let's lick our
Yes.
fingers and turn the pages,
Mm-hmm.
So I also, to be completely honest, I grew up like not, I was not a big reader. So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
also something that I want kids to, I'm like trying to have the kids learn from my mistakes, like really
Mm-hmm.
get into reading. Knowledge is power,
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
true.
Mhm.
So true. Well, okay, so like I said, I wanted to know a little bit more about you before you became an author. So tell us about you're a model, rightfully so. You're beautiful. My
Thank
goodness,
you.
you're like tell us about your yeah, just tell us about your modeling career, your business. Let me hear more about you.
Yeah, so I've been modeling for 4 years now. I started off as an influencer. I find that a lot of
Mm,
models like start off like that nowadays, but I started off
true.
as an influencer. If you've seen my page, I'm like known for my mom bod. I have stretch marks on my tummy. It was
Yeah.
something that I really battled as far as like being comfortable in my own skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to like post my stretch marks one day on social media, and the response that I got was crazy. And then since then, like I've just, agencies have contacted me. I'm now a signed model too. And I'm a published model too. I was on the cover of Plus Model Mag, which I'm super proud of. That was like 3 years in the making. I finally landed that cover.
What? Go ahead, girl.
Actually 4 years. I'm 34 now. So they contacted me on my 30th birthday. So it's been a
All right, new level, new level.
yeah, all these things take time though, and that's what, people just need to make sure that they're sticking to their goals and sticking to the plan and just being patient with their goals, and everything will, if you're consistent, good things will happen. So
Good things will
yeah,
happen.
so I just kind of like escalated from influencer to a model, and yeah, and I'm a mommy. So I had my eldest pretty young when I was 18, and she's the light of my life, Aaliyah.
Mm.
She's 16 now. She just turned
Oh,
16.
sweet
Oh
16.
my God, yeah. She's actually
Ah.
here. Like I said, she's on one of those random holidays from school. Like every day there's a new holiday, but whatever. So she's home now, and then I have my son and my daughter, Elijah and Maya,
Mhm.
my little tiny babies, and also the light of my life. And I do want to mention too that September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month.
Oh.
That's something that I really am passionate about. My eldest has sickle cell disease, and
Mhm.
it's something that I can't believe in this day and age that a lot of people still don't know about.
Mhm.
Because I knew about it growing up before I had my daughter too. But that's something that I really do want to spread awareness to. And anytime you buy this book, anytime you buy J's for Jamaica, we do donate a portion of the proceeds to Shaq's Hope Foundation, which is founded here in Miami/Fort Lauderdale, and it's also in Jamaica as well. And the owner of the foundation, her daughter was Miss Jamaica, I think 2011,
Mhm.
and passed away unfortunately due to complications. But she was
Mhm.
able to create this amazing foundation that brings awareness. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to have found her. Like ever since I found her, I feel like the load has been a little lighter because
Lighter.
yeah, I'm
Mhm.
able to share, with someone that's been through the same things that I've been through. So yeah, that is another benefit of buying J's for Jamaica. And yeah, I just want to help spread awareness
Mhm.
about sickle cell because it is 100% preventable. So knowing your blood status is important. So
Oh
go
wow.
know your blood status.
Didn't know that. Didn't know that. But
Yes.
yeah, like you said, I think man, even myself, very you know of it, but not really to a deeper
Yeah, and that's what the
detail.
foundation is about, just to bring a little bit more awareness, even if it's 1% more aware.
Mm.
And also knowing that the struggles that sicklers are going through is real because it's an
Mhm.
invisible disease. My daughter looks perfectly healthy, but there are invisible diseases that also need the same attention that cancer may get
Yeah.
or other things that are more visible.
Oh
So yeah,
yeah.
that's what the foundation
Oh,
is about.
definitely. Oh, what did you say the foundation was called again?
Shaq's Hope Foundation, SHAKS, Shaq's Hope.
Oh, foundation. Look,
Yeah.
I'll include in the our caption. I'll make sure to include that link so the
Yes,
listeners can
please.
definitely check it
And you don't have to buy the book to donate. If you want to donate, it's an amazing cause. Donate outside of the book. You don't have to buy the book.
out. Oh yes. Ah. So okay, model, mother, business owner. What's the business? what's the
So which one?
yeah.
I have a lot of business. So I have Mint Brows that was founded in 2016. I had a storefront that just closed last year. It was a medical spa where I and other my other employees provided cosmetic tattoos. So microblading,
Mm,
any type of permanent makeup, permanent eyeliner. That was really a part of my like self-love journey, just making sure women felt more comfortable either in the skin they're in, or what can we do to make you feel more comfortable,
mm,
to make you love yourself just that. Because although I'm super like natural girly, I'm also pro Botox, pro
mm.
surgery, pro whatever makes you feel good. But
But
just
yeah,
in the meantime, on your way to getting to, because self-love it's a journey,
yeah.
and I just want to
So
encourage.
I have to admit, I was researching you, and I did read a little article when you were talking about your self love journey. So just you can dive a little, tell us a little kind
Yeah.
of
Okay. So
what, yeah.
my relationship with myself, I think growing up, I was always like the heavier sibling,
Hmm.
and I'm one of 6 kids, one
Oh
of 5
wow.
girls. Yeah, I'm the youngest. I'm the
Oh,
baby.
baby, me too.
Okay, period. So I am the baby, but all my sisters are on the smaller, leaner side, and just naturally, I've always been a little bigger, so I've always felt kind of like out of place. And Jamaicans like Ladia big, Ladia get
Oh
big,
my
like.
God, yes, I know.
So my whole life, that was like the theme of my life. Just always just kind of just feeling just
Yeah.
not comfortable in my body. Looking back, the body was tea. But like growing up,
Mm-mm.
you look back at those pictures, you're like, what was I thinking?
Yeah, and also it's like I can, because even like growing up in America, even specifically, like yeah, and you see on TV and you see all the Disney characters where maybe
Yeah,
the thickest one was like Raven Simone, maybe when she came out,
right.
we're like,
Who's
okay,
probably
we
like a
got a
size
little
4 or 5, like
yeah yeah.
So yeah, so just dealing with like I've never like fully like loved myself. I wouldn't say I hated myself growing up, but I was never like really comfortable in my skin. And then I had a baby fresh out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had the stretch marks. So I just dealt with a lot of like hiding myself, making
Mm-hmm.
myself smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I had this big personality, it was almost to like compensate for how I felt about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it wasn't until like I said I posted that stretch mark. I always say like it was like my coming out like story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I actually felt like a load just like lifted off my shoulders. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
have this huge secret. And once I found out how common, because you couldn't tell me my stomach was
Mm-hmm.
I was sure I was the only one plagued with this, right? I was
Mm-hmm.
like, why would God do this to me and me
Yeah.
alone?
Yeah.
Because I never saw anyone with a stomach like mine.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I posted it that I realized, oh my gosh, it's a lot of us out here
Yeah.
with with stretch marks on, because you just see the women that snap back. You don't see
Yeah.
the majority of the people. So I think that when you find out you're not alone
Mm.
in this problem that you have, it just makes you feel more comfy.
Amen.
And
Yes.
yeah, I just really started to accept myself, and even past accepting myself, loving myself. I think acceptance was like the first thing. Like, okay, I accept this is how I look, but now like my stretch marks genuinely do not bother me.
Amen.
Now, I don't want to say I'm not going to get a tummy tuck, because people will hold that. Oh, I thought you loved yourself. But there are other reasons why people get tummy tucks, like health reasons. And
Yeah, yeah,
I have
yeah.
crazy back pain because my abs are far apart and all sorts of things. So I don't want people to hold that over my head. But when I can confidently say that my stretch marks do not bother me at all anymore. And I'm
Yes.
so blessed to be here mentally. And I just wish and want all women to feel as confident as I do, because it was so hard to get here. But those
Yeah.
little things that I did every day, saying my affirmations,
Mm-hmm.
wearing the bikini, even though I didn't feel comfortable yet, and
Mm-hmm.
putting myself in those uncomfortable situations
Yeah.
really got me to where I am today. I'm so I could like probably gonna tear up. Ooh.
Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow, girl. Yeah.
Ooh.
Let it flow, girl. Let it flow.
When I think about like all of my accomplishments over the years, like within my business, within my family, and just in everything, this is my biggest accomplishment, because the state that I drugged myself out of was really hard to do.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of women feel that, So I'm
Yeah.
just really, really proud of myself because it was really, really hard to get here.
Amen.
And not only get here, thrive in a space where I can show off my confidence and, you know, make money with the same body that I hated, you know, like,
Yes.
so that is definitely like my biggest accomplishment, because without getting myself out of that cesspool that I was in, I couldn't accomplish all the things that I was, because I was like trapped in my
Yeah.
mind. So
Amen.
I just want like all my girls to know that you're a hot girl, and
Yeah.
yeah, just, you know, just work on those things. It might seem hard at first, and it is going to be hard at first, and some days I have bad body image days to this day,
Mm-hmm.
but because I put those things into place where I know how to get my, like, it's instead of me feeling bad for a week, now I feel bad for a couple hours or a day,
Mm-hmm. And
but
then
I'm
move, and
out
then
of
you
it
can
the
move
next
on.
day, you know. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm definitely most proud of myself about, like, out of everything. And I just
Amen.
really hope that all my women can find what I found, you know.
Amen. That freedom, like you
Yeah,
said, that freedom.
it's a load like lifted off. And now it's just the only regret I have is that I wasted so much time hating myself when I
Mm-hmm.
could have been living like this whole time, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Ooh,
You
sorry
know,
about that. That was
no, I love this rawness. This is what people need to see, because there's someone watching this right now that is trapped in their thoughts, and
yeah.
they're holding themselves back from fulfilling their life's purpose because of what they think about themselves. So I'm so glad that we got here. And, we just want to encourage the listeners who are watching, even with this testimony that you shared. I love that you said when you bring things from the dark to the light. So many of us are struggling with so many different things in the dark, and we think we are alone. We think, like you said, you thought you were convinced you were the only woman with that type of, with the stretch marks, not knowing that there's many women who
Yeah.
have that same mentality and have that same thing about themselves. So we want to encourage the listeners, bring what you're struggling with, bring it to the light, and 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 deal with it, like you said, day by day, even if it's little by little. And as you said, I love that we're going to struggle. There'll be days where you'll struggle with the thing that you have fought off. But I love that you said you're able to then, when you're feeling those feelings, you're able to then get yourself back together, and remind yourself of who you are, and remind yourself of what you accomplished, and remind yourself how beautiful you are. So listeners, ladies, gentlemen, whoever's watching, boys, girls, I love that you were able to share this, Zoe. But be encouraged by this, y'all. Like, that you are beautiful, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and God doesn't make mistakes. And if He made you a little thicker, it's because He just is a perfect designer. And so I want to confirm to you too, Zoe. I know you know it now, but just so you can hear from the outside perspective, girl, you are beautiful. Your
Oh,
personality, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this interview. Your physical beauty, your aura, your energy,
thank
you're
you.
just, girl.
I
Yes, you
really
are.
appreciate it. And I did need to hear that today too, because it hasn't been a great week for me. So I appreciate
Yes, no,
that.
and I want to thank you so much for just taking time to come on today. I'm so glad we were still able to do it today, and like, even you've inspired me, so much inspiration, and just even personal things that I may be going through. Like I said, the listeners may be going through. So thank you so much for being vulnerable, for sharing your testimony, for sharing, your struggles, because as you share, people will be delivered in the same way that you were. And so I just want to thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. And then I do want to share a little tea on myself.
Yes.
So we may have to edit or not edit this out. We'll see. Because I have to,
Okay.
I'm waiting on a little bit more confirmation, but it would be lovely to for this to be the place for me to say it. So like what's next for me?
Okay.
Yeah, so I will be running for the diaspora representative of Southern USA.
What? Oh
Yeah,
my
so
God.
yeah, I actually feel like last maybe a month or two ago, I really felt this. I feel like politics is where I'm called, and
Okay.
I haven't shared this with the majority of people. No, none of my followers know, just like my close friends kind of know.
Exclusive.
Yeah, so this is my little exclusive.
Okay.
Yeah,
You heard
and
it here
then
first on Happy Hour.
and
For your
I got a
good.
call from from one of the consulates, and they spoke with me about this position, and it was just very like, it felt like divine. Yeah, it just felt like what are the odds that I felt this way? Then I'm getting a call, and then even
Yes.
yesterday I got another call from Oliver Mayer, who's another consulate. So it's just like
Yes,
it just
CG,
feels like
yes.
things are, unfolding the way they are. But
Mhm.
so yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. So
Ooh.
if when the time comes, please register to vote and vote for
Yes.
me. Vote for Zoe Chin Loy.
Oh my God. That is such amazing news, major, and it's such a big position. Like such an influential position, and I
It
mean, what a great candidate. You who one, you've already sowed your seed into Jamaican future, and two, you are so part of the diaspora. You are a great representative of both worlds to
I
represent.
feel like the position, like I said, it just feels divine. It feels
Yes,
right. It
yes.
just, but all of that to say, God doesn't work unless you work too. So all of this has been over years and years of
Mm,
me working towards my goal. People
yes,
think, oh, I'm just gonna pray to God and not. You have to get up and work.
you have to do it. Yes.
Manifest,
Yes.
but do the work as well.
Hmm.
Because this was a lot of work to get here, and this is just the beginning. Like I have really big goals for myself,
Yes.
but I'm really happy because I think this is a great starting point because I am just so involved in the diaspora here in Miami.
Hmm.
And I really want to connect with other Jamaicans and, just bring, shine more light on causes that we can all work on from here
Yes.
and in Jamaica, and just stay connected to our roots and
Yes.
just everything for the betterment of Jamaica. So yeah.
Yes. Woo! Well, congratulations. We definitely support you here on your journey. You got my vote. That's for
Thank you.
sure. We support you. But even like, sorry, before just as you said, like everything working, and even it's just crazy, amazingly crazy how God works individually in our lives. Like you had to get over you. He had to help you through that self love and that self image, because if you would have still been in that mindset, you wouldn't have been confident enough to write a book, put yourself out there for politics. So he just, the way he works, sometimes we think we're late, sometimes we think we're behind, but he just shows that as you take the step of faith, he's right there to, oh, I'm just so
Listen.
encouraged.
And it's
My
all just taking those steps and not overwhelming yourself, little steps day by day, and doing the what feels like free work, and connecting. Like if you genuinely love, like I genuinely love connecting with people, and I
Mhm.
that's why I feel like this position is like so perfect for me because it's not forced. Like I'm like, how can I connect with this person? Like connecting with
Yes.
people is truly my passion. I'm a certified yapper, like so like I just really feel like and I'm very like empathetic and I
Mhm.
have a like at the end of the day, like I got this from my mom. Like I really want to help people, and I
Yes.
feel like politics is a way that I can help more people at one time versus just going
Mhm.
out. Like me and my friends went out to go feed the homeless like last like maybe 3 weeks ago, just on our
Mhm.
own, like with our own budget, whatever. But it was still sad because there's so many people that we couldn't feed. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I'm like, how can I do the most good with this very little time that we have here on earth? And I feel
Earth,
like
yes.
politics is the way to do that, even though I know it has a bad rap, like,
But no, but still.
but that's how
Still.
I feel like I can do the most good, So yeah.
Yes. Well, we support you here. May the praying for you. May the Lord bless your journey. May He
Thank
grant
you.
you favor in the eyes of God and man. Let people come out and support you. It'll be great. I'm looking forward to this next part of your journey. And whenever the time gets closer, you will always have a welcome here on Happy Hour for us to broadcast or showcase or interview whatever you'd like. You always have a welcome door here in Happy Hour and Jamaicans.com.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This was like my favorite. Thank you so much.
Me too. No, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I'm so glad that we could connect. But like you said, this is just the start. We have a relationship
Absolutely.
now. So I'm just so excited for you and so e- excited to see this journey for you, and thank you so much for taking time and coming on the platform with us. We from like I said, from us here at Jamaicans.com, we just want to celebrate you and big you up in everything that you do. So thank you so much, Zoe.
Thank you so much for having me.
Is there any last thing you'd like to say to the listeners, or any
Yeah,
maybe a plug of your, yeah, yeah.
go buy the book. Yeah,
Yes.
buy the book. Yeah, that's all. That's really what I have to say. Buy the book. Support the culture, share the culture, support Shaq's Hope Foundation, spread sickle cell awareness. And yeah, that's it.
That's
Hardcover,
it.
softcover, available on Amazon.
Amen. Amen. Well, thank you again. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
God bless.